I don't know if I've ever asked Showbiz Mike about this.
I love me some Rocky Horror.
Put your hands on your hips. Do you? I figured.
I love me some Rocky Horror.
It's campy, it's wonderful, and it's 50 years old. At least I guess at the movies, because it was on Broadway first, and then it was a movie. No.
I don't think it was on Broadway first.
It was a play first. It was the Rocky Horror Show, and then they made a movie out of it, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And there you go. Now, the reason I know the minutia about this is on the 50th anniversary of this, I heard an interview with Tim Curry. Speaking of PBS, it's funny. I think this was Fresh Air, one of those interview shows.
There you are listening to him. There you are listening to NPR.
I know. What can I do?
Defund NPR.
By all means, exactly. I'll throw him a couple of bucks to keep Fresh Air on the air with Terry Gross.
And remember, they hold that thought too, because I want to ask you about that, about something. Go ahead.
But the thing about Rocky Horror is, I wondered if it was just even too campy, even for you. You were 15-ish when this, maybe 16, 17, when it really took flight, when the phenomenon took flight. I was in my junior year at Maryland, and one of my stoned dorm mates came down the hall and went, "Dude, we're doing the midnight show of Rocky Horror. You want to go?" And I'd heard of it. I didn't really know. I said, okay. So I went. Midnight show. It's a Saturday night. And there are people in costume, people holding rolls of toilet paper and pieces of toast. It's like, what do these people do? I was like, dude, it's participatory, man. It's like, there's lines and then you do stuff. So I walked in, and I'm looking at very young Barry Bostwick and the first Susan Sarandon film. So that was pleasant at the time, so I was enjoying that. And then the next thing I see is Tim Curry in fishnet stockings and a corset and spike heels. "How do you do? I see you've met my faithful hand, dear man." And I'm watching Sweet Transvestite. I turn to my buddy and I go, and pardon me for the actual quote, I said, "What the hell is this?"
What am I doing here?
And 2 hours later, I came out with the opinion then. It's the opinion I hold now.
Yes.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Well, and I got one for you. I can do you one better, because you're gonna get so mad at me. I'm trying, out of deference to my dear friend Mark Davis.
Yeah.
We love to share stories about movies and TV shows and stuff. I'm trying to watch The Pit. I ain't getting it. I'm not getting The Pit.
What is the matter with you?
All right, so I'm 2/3 into episode 1. It's the same old. The bustle of the ER, and Noah Wiley is directing the interns. I knew the one medical intern was going to faint before she fainted. It's so predictable. It's so trite. Now maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets deeper.
It surely does. But having shown me the oddity of it's a human oddity.
Supervisor who wants to cut the funding.
But I could have gone. What's your favorite TV show ever? What do you think is your Sopranos? It's a mafia guy. It's a guy out in Montana, and they're trying to fight for the ranch.
No, but
I can throw shade on anything.
I'm an easy audience, though. I don't mind that. It's just that
sometimes
I don't. But but with The Pit, been there, done that. There's nothing new about it.
Except it's only that it's the best medical show ever. No stupid soap opera subplots. No
there is a soap opera subplot.
Soap opera? What's the soap opera?
Well, the evil villainous, stern woman administrator telling Noah, you got to do better with your numbers.
By soap opera, I mean
you mean like relationships, love stories. And all that. I got it. Well,
so all I would do is I would ask you to invoke the 3-episode rule. You ever heard about that? Wait for the 3-episode rule. After 3, if you still go. And by the way, and if that's the case, and The Pit is on HBO, new episodes every Thursday. Noah Wiley, young Dr. Carter from ER fame, now running a gritty Pittsburgh, hence the name ER. If I understand. Differences. It's all a matter of taste.
It's all taste. I mean, it really is.
It'll be the second strangest thing you ever gave me, though. The first being Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I had the same reaction there.
It's like you wrote it. It's like you created it.
It's 60s,
by the way, New York. It's showbiz.
But I'm sensitive to not liking something you like because I know. Let's talk about that for a minute. I know the feeling when I love something and I want people I care about to love it too, and they don't. Then there's like a disappointment there, and there's like
and I feel
at all. Well, it bothers me because I want to like what you like, but I just didn't. I'm not getting it. But anyway, all right. Let's talk a little bit about what I mentioned a moment ago about PBS and NPR. I tried yesterday to find a single caller who could justify taxpayer money going to PBS or NPR.
Can't be done.
Couldn't find one. As Congress is going to debate whether to continue federal support of public media, a new survey came out from Pew Research. 3 out of 4 Americans do not support efforts to end funding. 43% think Congress should keep federal dollars rolling into NPR and PBS. Only 24% of us say the time to end the funding has come. Mark, you're a smart guy, except for your taste in TV shows. You gave me a devil's advocate position for supporting the arts with opera yesterday and all that, and I kind of get that, but I don't understand. What's the argument for funding PBS or NPR? What would the argument be?
It is the dumb-headed millimeter deep logic of, I like those shows. I want them to exist. So
it can't be that simple. It can't be that simple. That's all it is?
Yes.
Gosh, all right. Well, then I like The Sopranos. I want them to fund reruns of The Sopranos. I mean, we wouldn't expect a dime for the Mark Davis show from taxpayers or the Mike Gallagher show or Salem Media Group. We wouldn't dare dream it. Why would anybody think your hard-earned taxpayer dollars should go to an entity that specializes in the history of the tsetse fly? Nice. Or worse, a leftist ideology that sort of masquerades as journalism. That's not something but most Americans support funding for PBS and I don't get it, Mark. I don't believe. I either don't believe it or I don't.
What did it say? 75? Did you say 75%?
24% believe that the time to end funding has come.
Okay. So all right.
A third aren't sure.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right, so there are a third who don't care. It's like they're ambivalent.
Only 44% of Republicans want to remove federal funding. Less than half. 44%. So I want to talk. I want to talk to a Republican who wants to continue federal funding. What would the reason be? Well, I mean, really, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here. What's the reason? We don't. They sell. Look, here's the little scam about public broadcasting. You're a lifelong broadcaster. You know it. You get it. We're all in the advertising business. We do live reads. We do recorded spots. We do sponsorships. Well, they do too. They pretend they don't. This old house funded by the Home Depot.
Brought to you. This episode of whatever is this episode of Transgender Eskimos is brought to you with a grant from a what?
What's a grant? It's advertising, is what it is, and so they do it. Then they also sell the tote bags, and people line up and support. By the way, let them do that. I don't want it to go away. No. I know they can do good work. Yeah. Just fund it yourself, like we all have to do. Anyway, it just makes me crazy. All right, Elon and the DOGE team on Bret Baier yesterday.
Incredible.
Mark, I mean, it's shadowy. We don't know what they're doing. These guys can't, they fall all over themselves to try to show the American people what they're about.
It's transparency on steroids.
Thank you. I'm so sick of this shadowy,
oligarchs creepy behind the scenes.
And do you know what a risk it was for them to do that yesterday? Because the lunatics on the left are targeting Elon Musk. Yep. They're targeting these DOGE kids. They're targeting the staffers, these engineers, these nerds, these self-proclaimed nerds who are getting in there and finding $1 billion here, $1 billion there without even blinking.
Yeah, pretty soon it's real money.
It's real money. Half the calls into Social Security are fraudsters. People are, and then the Bernie Sanders of the world and the Chuck Schumers of the world turn it into they're going to end Social Security. No, they're not. No. They want to end the fraud in Social Security. Don't you, Chuck Schumer?
We're going to dismantle the Veterans Administration so veterans won't get care. Of course they will. They'll get more efficient care from a department that is running more efficient.
Mark, it makes me crazy. Well, I'm doing something a little unusual, and I swear it's not to get out of here early. Yeah. I'm going to run a whole hour of Elon and the DOGE team on the show today. I'm going to run the whole segment. I want to play all of it because people ought to hear that. Look, the good news is people are paying attention. I'm convinced of that. People are figuring all this out, and we're in the golden era, Mark. Things are going great. I mean, and incidentally, a quick thank you, final day of the Food for the Poor campaign, thanks to your help and lunch.
Something. Should we wrap up strong?
Well, I'm afraid to ask because I don't want to get. And now it does feed starving children, but we're ending right now. The goal, by the way, $40,000. Yeah. How would you like to look at $123,122? I mean, it's extraordinary. And thanks to you, because a big chunk of that is for the lunches we're going to do very soon. Within the next few weeks, we got. I think Tracy told me 16 people, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 8 and 8, I think. So we have two lunches.
Which makes two tables of 10.
That's right. They're just like you like it.
The round table will gather.
The round table. So that's very cool. But that's
so head into the weekend. Go. You got anything? I got a dumb thing, just a dumb non-topical thing. Can you settle something in my house for me?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Personal hygiene issue. Ready? Let's talk about something very important. We all do it. No, don't worry about it.
We're going from Rocky Horror to personal hygiene.
Let's wrap up with some. This is okay. Ready? This is okay. I'm losing sleep over this.
Okay.
Let's talk about brushing our teeth. We all do it.
Okay.
You remember when we were growing up? It's like you got to brush 3 times a day.
Correct.
Right? It's kind of funny. I think that's been relaxed to 2, which makes me uncomfortable. I still like to, give them a quick hit in the middle of the day. So here's the thing. Let's describe brushing the teeth. You start the faucet going, right? You soak the brush under before you put the toothpaste on.
Correct.
Right? All good? So far, so good?
Yes.
Brush your teeth. They say it should be 2 minutes. That's forever.
Right.
It shouldn't be 20 seconds. 2 minutes, I think, is insane. So I'm logging a minute and a half, something like that. And you finish brushing your teeth, okay? Toothbrush comes out of your mouth. What do you, Mike Gallagher, then do?
With what? The toothbrush or my mouth?
What do you then, right, the toothbrush, what do you then do?
I put the cap on the toothbrush because I got one of those Sonicare, and then I
love the Sonic.
And then I swish around some water in my mouth.
I win, honey, I win.
She says not to.
No, you spit, right?
Right.
And then
of course.
You rinse your mouth.
What's wrong with that?
Apparently, we are denying ourselves the I didn't mean to start another talk show. You're not hearing this on NPR. The valuable, exactly. You get what you pay for.
That's right.
The valuable
fluoride.
The fluoride, you're apparently supposed to not rinse.
Because you're taking the fluoride benefits away from your teeth.
Valuable stuff. It's not about whether it's in the water supply.
But you didn't let me finish the last step because after I swish out and then I rinse out, then I immediately gargle with what I think is the best mouthwash on the market. Have you ever heard of Smart Mouth mouthwash?
Not.
It like mixes 2 elements. I'm telling you, it works. I mean, no bad breath.
Wait a minute. What do you mean mixes 2 elements?
It's like you'll see. There's 2 spigots for it. It's the coolest thing ever, and it makes me feel like it's doing something.
It's mouthwash that requires assembly.
It kind of does. When you buy it, you got to kind of put it together, but it's got 2 spigots. There's a green liquid and a clear liquid. They merge together to activate.
Is there smoke? Is there an industrial accident?
They got me conned because I buy Smart Mouthwash.
How much is it? How much is a bottle of this?
I don't know, but I get the travel packets. I get the jug. It's crazy. But unsolicited plug. Smart Mouth. You'll see it in your pharmacy. Green and white bottle.
Is there fluoride in it?
How about, I don't know, but by the way, somebody just said, asked Mark, does he brush his tongue?
Yeah, absolutely. Got it. Your tongue is a sponge.
I've never done that in my life. I've never brushed my tongue in my life.
Dude, you got to start.
I'm afraid to do that.
Your teeth are solid, but your tongue is just a big amorphous.
No, I'm not brushing my tongue.
Do you know what? Your tongue is a sponge of impurity, which is a great band name, by the way.
And in the final 30 seconds, the last inanity about personal hygiene, I remember years ago talking to my old radio partner in New York, Lionel, who pointed something out.
Yeah.
When you have a clean towel and you take a shower every morning, right? When you go to work, take a shower, you use the towel.
Yes.
Do you use it again or do you throw it in the dirty hamper?
I will ride a towel for 3-4 days.
Well, that's right. Why not? Because your body's clean.
It's clean. Well, okay, but
that's right. But most people put it in the dirty clothes hamper. Why do you put it in the dirty clothes hamper when you've just dried a clean body?
Now, my bride, who does not rinse after brushing because she wants to keep, she's not sitting there walking around with toothpaste in her mouth because you spit out the excess toothpaste, but she lets it kind of the coating exist. Every day, as she's the cleanest person in the history of humanity, she will not use a towel on 2 successive days because I think it's water and then it's not like it gets moldy or she just wants a fresh towel every single. So our laundry bill, our washing machine
through the
runs
roof
constantly.
Well, your kooky idiosyncratic wife is the same as your kooky idiosyncratic friend.
Guy?
Because no, but now I'm no longer going to rinse after I brush. So thank you, Lisa. She's right. No, I'm not going to rinse. I want the effects on the tooth. She's right.
Pro rinsing. I'm
against it.
I want my mouth to feel clean. I want it to be like, hey, I just brushed. It's fantastic. But I don't want just a bunch of toothpaste that's still clean. No. Well, we've solved all of these problems today, Mike.
Well, one of our lunch guests just said, come and joining us, please, no teeth talk at our lunch. So fair enough. We will accommodate.
I think we took care of it. I think
we know all about Rocky Horror and how many times you use your towel.
How do you do
again? And for your tote bag, please call 800-655-Mike.
We need M&M tote bags with us just growling at each other.
You know what we got to do? You know we got to start giving away the M&M M&Ms. Yeah, we do need merch. Remember those M&M M&Ms?
Somebody made those.
They do. I know where to get them. I can get them tomorrow at Disney Springs.
Okay.
They personalize M&Ms. We ought to get our little faces and our fat faces. We couldn't fit on the M&M.
It'd have to be an M&M the size of a truck tire. Love you, man. Happy weekend. That's Mike Gallagher. And the rest of whatever he has in his mind will roll out at 10 as soon as we're done on 660 AM The Answer.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.